Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today in this video we are going to troubleshoot inter-site communication issue, and this is my scenario. As you can see in my scenario, there are four sites: head office, branch 1, branch 2 and branch 3. All the sites are connected together through public network, which is internet. Here you can see, and two private sites cannot communicate over public network, and the technology which we are using to make it possible is VPN. So VPN is running over here for inter-site communication. For inter-site communication, VPN is running over here. If I will talk about the subnet of VPN, virtual private network, so subnet of VPN is 192.168.1.0. This is DMVPN scenario. Right? DMVPN is running. Router 1 means head office. Router is my hub router in the DMVPN. Branch 1 router is spoke 1, branch 2 is spoke 2, and branch 3 is spoke 3. Means 3 spokes are there and 1 hub router is there. Done. DMVPN is running. Right, in the DMVPN, R1 is the hub router and these are the spoke routers. A subnet for VPN is 192.168.1.0/24. 192.168.1.1 is the IP address of tunnel interface on hub router. A hub router is using 1.1, 192.168.1.1 IP on the tunnel interface on the VPN. Right, dot 2 is running on router 2, spoke 2, dot 3 is running on here on router 3, and dot 4 is running on router number 4. But after configuring DMVPN, these sites are not able to communicate. And if we are checking the DMVPN here on router number 1, there is some issue, guys. Issue is what? Issue is NVMe address of peer is unknown. NVMe means public IP address of peer. Right? Who is peer of hub router? These spokes are the peer. Right? Who is the peer of R2 in DMVPN phase 2 hub router? For the first packet, and for second packet, third packet, for rest all future packet, there will be direct tunnel in phase 2. In phase 1, we will have point-to-point tunnel. I think phase 2 is running here. Phase 2 or maybe phase 3. Okay, so all the spokes will have VPN tunnel with hub router, means R1. And on R1, you can see peer is unknown. On R1, if I will show you, see, even the routing protocol neighborship is fluctuating here. Okay, we are running which protocol? EIGRP protocol is running. You can see dual message, right? Over the tunnel, over the DMVPN, we are running EIGRP protocol. Now let me show you DMVPN here. See, guys, the output. In the DMVPN, we are able to find the peer. Who is peer? 192.168.1.2. It is talking about R2. And their NVMe address is 0.0.0 means unknown. Their NVMe address is 0.0.0 unknown. Right? Even here, we are not able to find the peer spoke 2 and spoke 3. Here we are not able to find the IP address of spoke 2 and spoke 3 on the hub router. Right? So why we are getting this issue, guys? Why we are getting this issue? Why the NVMe address is unknown for the hub router? This is my hub router. Hub. Why peer IP is unknown? How hub router will learn the peer address, peer IP address, NVMe address? All the spoke routers are going to register themselves on hub router. You know this. In DMVPN, all the spokes will register themselves on hub router. Right? How? By sending NHRP registration message. Right? When this tunnel will come up, it will send one NHRP registration message to hub router. And in the NHRP registration message, it will share their NVMe address. And hub router is going to learn NVMe address dynamically. And what about the spoke? On the spoke router, you are going to define the NHS IP address. Who is your NHS? And you are going to configure the static mapping on the hub router, right? Let me verify it. let me show you here. See, on the router 1, on the hub router, if I will show you IP NHRP, so IP NHRP. So you can see here, guys, type is incomplete for 192.168.1.3. For router number 3 means branch 2, type is incomplete. For all the spokes, you can see IP address is here, peer IP address is there, 192.168.1.2, type incomplete. Means hub router don't know about their NBMA address, right? That's why it's complete. NHRP table is not complete, right? For 1.3 also, and for 1.4 means router number, for router number 4 also, you can see we have same issue. That's why here, so DMVPN, we are not able to find the NBMA address. And if I will take you to any spoke router, let's say on router number 2, enable and show IP NHRP. So here you can see we have a static mapping, right? Here statically you will map on the spoke peer IP address, tunnel IP address, and the NBMA address. So here type is static. Type on the hub router is incomplete. IP address 192.168.1.1 is the NHS IP address, means R1, and their NBMA address is 1.1.1.1. You can see the subnet, what subnet I am running here. Getting my point? So on the spoke routers, we have a static mapping. That's why here it's showing DMVPN is up. So DMVPN, you can see here it's showing up. State is up, right? Peer IP address and peer NBMA address, and this is peer tunnel IP address. Peer tunnel IP, peer NBMA. This is a static entry, right? Here you can see S means a static. But on hub router is going to learn NBMA address of peer dynamically. So DMVPN, it is going to learn dynamically. Here you can see, by the way, it's unknown. So IP NHRP, so IP NHRP. Type is incomplete, right? For all the peer, you can see. Even hub router don't know about the spokes, how many spokes are there, right? Maybe you are going to add any spoke here. So will not modify any configuration on hub router. We are going to perform the configuration on newly add spoke router only. And they will register themselves to hub router that this is my IP address and this is my NBMA address, means public IP address, right? So guys, you know that all the spokes are going to register themselves on hub router with the help of IP NHRP registration message. But in this case, what is happening? Here we are not able to find the NBMA address of peer. That means maybe hub routers are not registering themselves. Question: why hub router will not register themselves? Maybe connectivity issue. Let me check. Router 2 to router 1 connectivity issue. Router 2, let me ping the NBMA address of R1 headquarter 1.1.1.1. Ping is working. See, reachability, there is no any reachability issue with public IP address. Publicly both the sites are reachable. What can be the other issue? Why your spoke routers are not registering themselves? Guys, you know, when your tunnel will come up, it will register themselves to hub router. And even if there is a small link flap on the hub router, a small link flap on this WAN link or F0/0 of R1, it is going to clear their NHRP table. And spoke routers does not send periodic NHRP registration message, and this is the issue here, right? What I am saying, spoke routers does not send periodic NHRP registration message, and here on spoke routers NHRP table is cleared. So now what you can do, you can shut and no shut all the tunnel interface of spokes. Tunnel interface of spoke, shut, no shut. Again, all the spokes will send the registration message, or you can configure the periodic NHRP registration message, right? I can tell to my spokes that you need to register yourself to the hub router after every 60 seconds, for an example. After every 60 seconds, all the spokes will be sending one NHRP registration message, right? So how we can do that? Go to router 2. I am on spoke 1. go to tunnel interface, interface tunnel 1, and here I can say IP NHRP registration. Registration timeout, I can set 60 seconds. Let's say 30 seconds means after every 30 seconds, it will be sending one NHRP registration message to hub, to their NHS. Who is their NHS? 192.168.1.1. So run interface tunnel 1. You can see this is the tunnel configuration on a spoke router, right? So their NHS is 192.168.1.1. Server is 1. In the NHRP, there are two types of router, server and client. Spokes are client router. Hub is server router. Client will always register themselves to server. And now after every 30 second, router 2 will be sending one registration message. And on router number 1 now, and if you want to see guys, router 1 tunnel configuration, so run interface tunnel 1. So here is my tunnel configuration of R1. See, very simple. Tunnel, then IP address, no IP EIGRP next hop cell, because we are running EIGRP, definitely this command is required. IP NHRP map multicasting dynamic, find it is used to map multicast dynamically from the NHRP mapping table. And then NHRP network ID 1, we have disabled the speed horizon, and then tunnel source, and then tunnel mode. That's it. This is the configuration. And now so DMVPN. Now guys, you can see now after sending the NHRP registration message from spoke to hub, everything is fine. But again, when we will have any link flapping over here on router number 1, it will clear the NHRP table. So better to configure periodic NHRP registration message after, let's say, every 100 seconds, right, on all the spokes. So you can configure it like this. This is the command. This is your command. IP NHRP registration timeout. Here you can configure the hold on time also, like for how long hub router should hold this information. Go to tunnel interface again, tunnel 1, and I can say IP NHRP and hold on. I think, yes, hold on time. You can set the hold on time. Done. Now, so IP NHRP. Okay, fine. This is the static entry. I'm on a spoke router. Let me take you to hub router on R1. And now if I am going to show you NHRP table, so IP NHRP, you can see. Now everything looks fine, right? This is the IP address of spoke 1, and their NBMA address is 2.2.2.1. This is the IP address of spoke 2, and their NBMA address is this one, public IP address. This is the IP address of spoke 3, and their NBMA address is this one. Now hub router knows the NBMA address of all the spokes. So DMVPN. Now my all the DMVPNs are up, and this D means dynamic, right? On the spoke router, guys, attribute is going to be a static. Here you can see on R2. So DMVPN. So DMVPN. Here is static. And on router number 2, I have only one DMVPN with a spoke router. But when you will send any traffic, 2 spokes will also form tunneling automatically. It will establish tunneling automatically. Now let me verify the connectivity between the sites. Now on router number 1, if I am going to check routes, so IP route EIGRP, because we are running EIGRP, and here you can see hub router is learning all the LAN prefixes of spokes, right? And on router number 2, so IP route EIGRP, you can see router 2 spoke 1 is also learning all the prefixes of other side. 10.1.1.0 is the prefix of headquarter, 10.1.3.0 is the prefix of branch 2. And what is the next hop for this IP address? Next hop is 192.168.1.3. Guys, next hop on router number 2 for this subnet 10.1.1.3 is R3. But can router 2 send traffic to R3? No, because R2 don't have again NBMA address of 192.168.1.3, right? So IP NHRP, you can see, don't have NBMA address of 192.168.1.3. So what will happen here? When it will send the first packet to hub router. First packet will go to hub router, and then second packet will go directly, right? From here, if you will trace route 10.1.3.1 and source, if I am saying 10.1.2.1, you can see, wait, it can take some time. Let me break this key, because better to use numeric keyword here. Hub router 192.168.1.1 R1, and now your traffic will go to R3, router 3, and now see, so IP NHRP. Now in the NHRP you can see, guys, this router have NBMA address of R3 also, right? So now show DMVPN. So DMVPN. Now you can see Spoke also have one dynamic DMVPN with 192.168.1.3 means R3. Their NBMA address is here. So right now we have dynamic tunneling between Spoke 1 and Spoke 2, right? And all the sites can communicate. Ping 10.1.3.3.1 and source 10.1.2.1. You can see I'm able to ping branch 2 from branch 1. I can ping headquarter also, head office 1.1. See, ping is working, and I can ping finally the branch 3 4.1. You can see all the sites are able to communicate now. So this was a small troubleshooting related to DMVPN. Guys, this is DMVPN phase 2. We can convert it into phase 3 also, right, for better routing. Because in phase 2, we cannot perform summarization and those all things, like there are some limitation. And if you don't have the clear and crystal understanding of DMVPN phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3, then let me know in the comment section. I will make one detailed video for DMVPN phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, the differences and differences with lab, right? So if you think that yes, I need one detailed video for the DMVPN phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, then please let me know in the comment section. Or if you need IPsec over DMVPN, right, to secure it. Right now IPsec is not configured, I think so. Interface tunnel 1. Yes, you can see IPsec is not configured. So if you want to know the IPsec configuration, if you have dot, you can let me know in comment section. I will make one video for IPsec as well over DMVPN. That's all for today, guys. If you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button. If you have any question, query, concern, please let me know in the comment section. I will meet you soon in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.